trying to get it in glass.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I'm here in the background, you know. We're going to start over here. This is a San Francisco gin, number 209. This gin is made in England, and they send it over to Iceland for water. It's called Martin Miller's. This is a great gin. I love it.
Oh, so you say.
Yes, yes. After having Hendrix, which I think is one of the phenomenal gins that turned me into a gin drinker, Martin Miller was just surprisingly even better. Old Tom gin is a special type of gin. This is Hayman's brand. Old Tom was developed in the 1700s. It's a little sweeter and a little vanilla in it, and people used to get drunk all the time in England with it.
It's got more botanicals and flavorings, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
It's
different ones.
It's an old gin.
Older gin. Blue Coat, this is an American gin. I think this is West Coast, and we'll talk about that when the time comes. This is a good weird one. This is Blackwoods. It's from Scotland, and it's made with Scottish botanicals found in the hills there. Also, it's fermented in a cask.
This last one.
Old Raj.
Old Raj. Gee, wonder where they got that name.
I don't know, but if you recall, gin is great in gin and tonic, and that's where gin and tonic started, which was India. And
Yes.
that has a lot of good botanicals.
We've all heard of Bombay gin.
Yes. So we're going to start with the gin on whatever side that is. And we're just going to drink these pure.
On the rocks, ice cold.
On the ice cold.
As gin
neat,
should be.
Ice cold neat.
Yes.
This is a 209.
You know, it smells like a doctor's office.
Because it's alcoholic.
It is London dry.
I don't taste that much citrus in this. Tastes a little peppery.
Some spices is all it says it's got.
Some spices, but the juniper isn't really heavy in this. It's a smooth. Most people don't like gin because of the gin part of it, which is the juniper berries that they put in it to make it into gin.
Into gin.
These all have some gin berry or juniper berries in them. I don't think it'd be good in a Negroni. Negroni, you need a stronger juniper.
Well, I think it'd be fine in a martini. It's just gin, you know? It's not gussied up with a bunch of other stuff like many
Gussied up. Gussied up, he says. Well, that's it. All of these have frills and lace coming out of their pockets there.
And we'll be getting to those in just a minute. How do you like
It
that?
tastes very, very clear. It's got a smooth palate. The next gin we have is, as I stated before, Martin Miller.
Not to be confused with actor Martin Milner. Again, the key botanicals are juniper and
This
fresh citrus.
Heavy citrus on this. Also, Martin Miller has, I think, about 20 different herbs. One of the
My
big
goodness,
ones
yes, it does.
is, which they don't state, is cucumber, to be sort of like Hendrix. Do you taste the cucumber? You can taste it.
As well as it's got a spicier finish too, doesn't it?
It's like peppered cucumber.
Very peppery.
But not, it's having peppery. I think this one's going to have the most pepper. You know, gin is a good alternative to water. You know, people are supposed to be drinking a lot of gin, or a lot of water.
In some places the water's bad, you can't drink it, drink gin.
If, for instance, this gin has how much proof? I think it says so on one of those papers.
Our middle's 40%.
40%. So if it has 40% alcohol, that means you're drinking something that has 60% water.
Mm.
So you're almost drinking a glass of water. If you have a glass of gin, you're having.
You're getting your water, and it's purified.
Yes. Some of these are purified. I think 209 is purified 3 times the water.
Well, the alcohol will purify it.
That too. We don't mention.
It's astringently pure.
And let's see. What? See.
This would be good in a martini too, but it would change the palate of the martini
To what?
something with a spicy type of finish to it.
There's a little bit of coriander. You taste a little coriander. You're supposed to have coriander and all sorts of. Some of these have a little bit of, believe it or not, licorice. So we're going to just switch these out, and we'll be right back.
Big.
We're back with the next 2 gins. This one we're starting with is Hayman's, which is a British gin that comes from actually the 18th century, I think, the Old Tom. I think we talked about this before during another show, where in the old days they'd have a black cat on the wall of the gin place.
Not a real cat, but
No, big picture of a cat, and you'd pull its tail and say, "Puss, puss, 2 pence of gin," and there'd be a tube coming out, and they'd shoot 2 pence of gin. That's caused a lot of alcoholism in England, but it kept people from getting sick from bad water.
yes.
So here's to clean water.
Puss.
Puss, puss.
That's got a sweet tinge to
Whoa,
it.
yes. It's sugary. There's a little vanilla in it. See, those of you who don't have any respect for gin, there's an amazing flavor differential between them. So,
yeah, I never realized that until we started getting into this. This says it's got licorice root.
you can taste a little licorice. You know, licorice is merely like black sugar in a way, right?
You know, I never cared for licorice.
But it's not
It doesn't
like
come in a way that is offensive.
it's not like anisette or Pernod or absinthe.
Oh yeah, or Galliano.
Oh, Galliano. Hey, we're going to do a Galliano tasting.
Oh, no,
Are you
we're not.
into that one? I got one bottle of Galliano.
Yeah, and you'll have it in. Come back in 20 years, you'll still have
I
it.
used it the other day. Then everybody's mad at me.
Don't use it for ant killer.
I used it in a margarita.
Oh God. I do like this Hayman's. It's quite good.
It is. It's got a bigger mouthfeel. It almost feels like you could chew it. It feels like you're eating a Snickers bar.
Yes,
Do you feel that way?
and I almost wouldn't want to have a martini with it. I would just have that
Does
on.
it say what it should be with? I would think not a
It says-
martini.
It says a Martinez.
A Martinez is made with sweet vermouth, so that would work.
I see. Or Tom Collins. Again,
Tom
sweet.
Collins has sweet and sour. So that would work. So this would work more as a traditional, and as it says, it's like 300 years old, this one.
Okay.
This is an interesting one. This is, the water's distilled like 5 times, I think, and it's made in Philadelphia, and that's why it's called Blue Coat. It's American dry gin.
Yeah, it says it's made botanical as lemon.
Let's see.
I
like the clink. It adds the flavor.
Yeah. Again, quite different.
Yeah, but I'm not really thrilled with this one. What do you think? It doesn't really have any flavor. It doesn't really have the juniper. Maybe,
It says it's got piney juniper notes.
but doesn't really.
There's something there I can't quite place.
There's a homey little flavor, like there's a little bit of the anise, but not a lot. It only covers a certain amount of your tongue. It doesn't go. The flavor doesn't stay throughout your throat. It hits the tip of your tongue, and then evaporates. Is that a nice thing out there? It's a gin called Blackwood from Scotland. Did we say this already? It's from Scotland. It's made with flavors of cinnamon, marsh marigold. See if you can taste the marsh marigold when we do this. Lime, angelica or angelica, and coriander, as well as, of course, the necessary juniper. And this one I had to get from Flaviar online. Cool little place. So what else did you find out from?
Well, it's got sea pink flowers, violet flowers, turmeric,
Turmeric, yes.
which is very good for you.
Oh, this is a health gin.
Yeah.
To your health.
Let's see.
A votre santé. Or slanger. Slanger, as they say in Scotland. Wow.
I like this much better than the blue.
Man,
Cup.
this is like eating a mouthful of posies.
And
You taste all that, there's all this little acidy stuff going on too.
And those flowers from the marsh are mellow.
Mellow marshmallows.
I'm sure I don't taste them all.
Well, you count
Like
off
good.
on your tongue, let me see. There's at least 7 flavors floating around in there. Thank you for watching us drink
Yeah.
gin, because we enjoy
Where else
it.
can you get a job
Hopefully you're doing this along with us. Next time we'll post our drinks
In
ahead of
advance.
time so you could
So you go out and buy the
follow
bottles.
along. People do that all the time.
If we sell enough bottles of gin, we get a free one.
Yes,
So-
just say Michael and Mark sent you. That's clean enough, right?
Okay.
Because this
At
next
this
one,
point,
this next one, Old Raj. I hope I
Old
poured
Raj.
stuff into this. This I just got from this.
it doesn't look like there's much missing.
No, this is the first tasting we ever had of this one. I've never tasted this one.
We're going 55%.
Well, I think this one only has 46% alcohol.
So London Dry. It says consider the safest for mixing with other types of beverages. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know either. I haven't tasted it, but I'm thinking it said it had a lot of. It smells like it has a lot of pepper in it.
This is almond, orris root, and
orris root.
saffron. Saffron is very rare and expensive herb.
This is Old Raj. It's sold at Specs. I think it goes for $45.
Wow. It's almost not like gin.
I'm not tasting the pepper.
Well,
what are you tasting?
Yeah, there's no pepper in this.
It's just light.
I'm not sure what I'm tasting.
There's not juniper. There's very little juniper
If it's
in this.
there, it's very subtle.
You could use this probably like vodka, which means you can make a martini with it, and it's still a vodka or gin martini. You can make
know the difference. Yeah. This may be the most unusual, I think, flavors up here.
This must be the most unusual of all flavors?
Of the gins.
Really?
This was my least favorite, this blue coat. This, I'm not sure if I like this or not. Well, Michael, do you have a favorite? I sure like...
This had the most flavor, the Blackwood. I know, the Hayman's is good, but not for everything because it's so sweet.
Yes.
The Martin Miller is a great substitute, although I think it's more expensive than Hendrick's, but it's got a lighter flavor than Hendrick's, and it's certainly like that.
Those two on the end,
These two
I like
are pretty
a
good.
lot.
The 209 is a good anything mixer. You'll have to come to one of our tastings, call us up. That means you, D. Is that the only person watching?
Alan.
Alan? Oh, yeah. Bob Libby.
Beth.
Bob, yes. All you people who watch us
We have
have
loyal
to come for
listeners
these.
and